This is Matt from InvestiQuant. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. And this morning we saw the markets gap down after a really strong close yesterday. So yesterday closed up at a 50-day high. Today we gapped down. You can see the ES here in the top left screen. We gapped down and we are starting to work our way back towards the prior day's closing price. We haven't made it up there yet. So we have an unfilled down gap right now from today's trading session. So what I want to do is look at what has happened historically going into the close when you gap down after a 50-day closing high like we had yesterday, and you're working back up towards that prior day's closing price. So I can do that here in Discover, and I can do it by using an intraday time-based entry. I'll run all four instruments here just so we can see them all. And I will use an entry time of 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Trade type will be long, so we'll be entering long 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The setup that we're going to be looking at is gapping down after a 50-day high close. 50-day high close is found here in the price patterns. And then if I go into the post-open filters, I can build out the idea that the gap has not filled. So if I select equals next to gap not filled, and we are trading above the open and in the top half of the range. So we're starting to rally. We haven't made it back up to gap yet. So let me run this pattern here in Discover and see what that tells us. So here are the results of going long at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time if gapping down after a 50-day high close and the gap is not filled by 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and you're trading in the top half of the range and above the open. So very similar to the price action I just showed you on that 5-minute chart. And you can see ES has 34 samples, so this pattern doesn't happen all that often. 34 samples in the ES, 18 in the NASDAQ, 31 in the YM, 15 in the Russell. And it looks like, with the exception of the YM, the other three indices all have favorable odds of closing higher when that pattern is in play. So ES 71%, NASDAQ about 78 on a small sample size. YM just around that 50-50 mark, so no real strong edge there. And then Russell just a little bit better than 50-50 on 15 samples. So as a whole, it looks like we've got what? 34 plus 18 plus 31 plus 15. Looks like we got about 98 samples total between all of the indices. And if you looked at the winning rates on all of those, averaged them out, they're probably going to be somewhere in the mid-60s or so for a win rate. So historically, it has had a slight lean to the upside going into the close, assuming this pattern is in play at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you found that interesting. Good luck today, and we will see you tomorrow.